How do I have the meeting? Well, if you know them, then you know how to approach them. As I mentioned yesterday, you either know their style, you know what they like, what they don't like, where they go, what they do. So you think to yourself, what's the best way to connect with them? Email, phone call, face-to-face, what is it? Formal, informal, you know that because you know them. What if you don't know them? Then you're asking those clarifying questions of the individual who does. But what if I don't have any clue or any connection? Then you figure out where they go. You figure out what they do. And you find an opportunity to bump into them. And I mean that sincerely, because you want to build a relationship with them. So you go to them at the Rotary, at the Chamber, at the event, and you just go and introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Ian. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've admired what you've done, or I really appreciate what you've accomplished, or I really think it's cool what you're doing. And I was hoping that you could teach me. I was hoping that I could learn from you, that I could gain from you, that there was something that I could glean from you. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? First of all, you got to overcome your own fear. That's number one. So how bad is this thing you want to do? How bad is that the burning fire in your belly? How bad does that thing break your heart that you want to solve? Secondly, no one's ever turned me down when I've done that. I mean, think about it. We're giving them an opportunity to talk about themselves. I want to learn from you, but you got to be authentic and you got to be sincere about it. I want to learn from you. So whether you know them and you know how to set up the meeting, whether you know somebody who knows them that can help you set up the meeting, or you go and talk to them yourself by just saying, I'd like to learn from you. Can I buy you a cup of coffee and take a half hour or 20 or 45 minutes of your time? You can get to those people. All right, now you've got an appointment with them, whether that's at their office, at Timmy's, whatever. You've got a time to sit down and talk with them. Then what do we do? Well, first, before you go into the meeting, you're going to be fully informed, vocationally competent. Remember, we talked about that in our face-to-face session. Vocationally competent. Know what the hell you're talking about. How do I do that? Go to the University of Google. Go to the University of Yahoo. Know the subject matter. Remember, the second step in the change continuum was education, and vocationally competent was a key as a part of building trust. All right, you're fully informed. You've got an idea, you've got a vision, and you've got some information and education to back that up. You've done your due diligence. Now it's time for the meeting. This is the counterintuitive part that most of you are going to be set on your ear with what I'm about to say. Time for the meeting. You are going to utilize an approach called the chat. You are not going to try to sell them on your idea. You're not going to try to convince them of your idea. You're not going to pepper them with why your idea is the best thing to going, or your initiative, or whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's within an organization or outside, whether it's within a community or whether it's across the country. You're going to use the chat, because what this meeting is really about is building a relationship, a trusting relationship. So what's the chat? As it says in the email, the chat is about listening 80% of the time, talking 20% of the time. There is nothing more powerful in relationships than a person feeling like they've been understood by the other person in the relationship. Covey said it pretty well: seek first to understand, then be understood. And I try to, take that to another level and spin it in such a way that it's applicable in this dynamic. In other words, I'm going to sit down and have this chat. I'm going to try to find a place to further their goals, their dreams, their hopes. I'm going to try to find a place that I can make their thing come true. So, 80% of the listening, 20% of the talking. I'm going to be asking open-ended questions to gain greater insight to them as a person or their organization or both. I'm going to try to give them a sense that I do understand. And you can use the parroting techniques. So what I understand you to say, or you can just have a conversation, a casual conversation, where you just say, wow, that's really cool that you've done that in your life. If that's why you did this, to come to a place where you understand. When you get to that place, then you can talk to them about what you're doing. In the context of, how you can further their agenda. I met with the mayor one time. I wanted to open a school. So I met with the mayor. I didn't talk anything to the mayor about the school I wanted to open for transitional or homeless families. All I said to the mayor was, Mayor, what's on your agenda? What's important to you? What are you trying to accomplish in this term? And he talked about kids. And he talked about kids in poverty. And he said, that's really something I hope to achieve. And then I was able to say, well, that's funny, Mayor. That's exactly what we're doing with this elementary school for transitional families and homeless youth. Really? Yeah, Mayor, I'd love you to be a part of it. Well, that's perfect. I've been trying to think of what I could do. See, what you're trying to do is gain alignment. Now, you could also call this collaboration. This is the art of collaboration, but it begins with trusting relationships. So I'm 80% listening, 20% talking. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to do the most powerful thing a person can do, build understanding, and give them the true feeling that I understand them. It's an epiphany. Wow, you understand me. Immediate alignment. Then and only then do I talk about what we're doing. And because I'm fully informed, and because I have knowledge, and because I've done my research, I really can show them how there's alignment. In that moment, you will have synergy. In that moment will be the beginning of the collaboration. And in that moment, they will come to the realization that you're really about helping those around you be better. Because you let them talk about their dream, and now you're talking to them about how you're going to enhance it. Trusting relationship. It's the beginning. Now that might take 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, maybe even 100 cups of coffee. But I'm going to put in that time and energy to truly understand what they're doing, or truly understand them. Because in the case of an individual that you're trying to build that relationship with, you're trying to understand them, that person of influence, and build a relationship with them. Yeah, but Ian, what if I come to the end of that and we find that there's no opportunity for collaboration or synergy or anything? Well, at least you have a trusting relationship with a person of influence. I cannot overemphasize this approach. 1, because it's effective. 2, because it completely differentiates you in the marketplace. You'll be completely different than anybody else. 3, it is those strong relationships that you need desperately to accomplish things that have never been done before. It's not going to be just the surface motivators of money or fame or fortune. It's going to be deeper than that. That's what you need to accomplish things that have never been done before. Trust me, I know. And then finally, it's sustainable. It lasts. It lasts because the ties bind strong the relationship. It's effective, it differentiates, it has the ingredients necessary to take on the challenges you face, and it's sustainable. Does it take work up front? Absolutely it takes work up front. 100 cups of coffee. Building trusting relationships with people of influence to get things done. Take care, everybody.